Welcome to Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning for Saturday, July 11th. I'm your host, Tom Orr. The Ball State game in 56 days, the game against Michigan in 140 days. Thanks to our friends and sponsors at Jeff Ruby's Columbus, the award-winning upscale steakhouse in downtown Columbus, named one of the top 50 steakhouses in America by Food Network. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. All right, I'm joined by Tony Gerdeman of BuckeyeInsiders.com here inside the Jerome Schottenstein Center. Earlier in the week, we got a chance to talk to Jake Diebler. Talked about that a little bit on yesterday's show and the new event that the Buckeyes are playing in, a four-team exhibition event, an outdoor event with some other teams from the state of Ohio. So that's going to be a pretty fun event. We also got a chance to talk to two of the new Buckeyes, two transfers, Justin Pippen and Andrija Jelavic. And let's start with Jelavic because he's a really interesting prospect. Transferred from Kentucky, originally from Croatia. He came to Kentucky late last year. A lot of times when you come in from overseas, you don't get to enroll in June and go through the whole process. You get there a little bit late. That late start sort of leaves you a little bit behind, and so you don't really have the season you wanted to have. Now he's here at Ohio State. He's had sort of the full summer, and it seems like that's really sort of changed some things for him.
Yeah, he said this is his first summer. He arrived at Kentucky in August, and this is July, and he's been here for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is all stuff he would have missed last year as a true freshman. It's stuff that LJ Smith is getting to experience, so that's significant. And so, yeah, you show up in August, and you just try to do what you can. He averaged around 5 points per game last year. Things got better as the season went on, but it was the way he made it sound, it wasn't the best experience for him because I think there was a lot of catch-up, but also I think there's maybe some frustration and not playing as much as he wanted to, or not being as ready to play as much as he wanted to, I think was also an issue. So I think that's some of the stuff that is driving him here. But interesting to talk to him about how he's going to be used, what his skill set is. And I will say he played in 32 games last year, and I think in only 4 of those games he didn't attempt a three. And he's 6'11", about 230 pounds, to give you an idea of the kind of game that he has.
Yeah, and he fits in really interesting with Josh Ojinnua and Ivan Negovin, the other two guys who they're sort of expecting to play significant minutes up front for them. He was asked sometimes to be a 5 last year for Kentucky, and he can do that, but it sounds like that's not necessarily the plan for him this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing some Twin Towers type stuff, high-low. He can be that stretch 4 that can extend the defense and shoot. And we've seen that so far in a little bit of camp that we've seen where he's very comfortable shooting from deep. He's also fine driving and using some ball skills and scoring in low post, but that's not necessarily all he's going to be asked to do. There will certainly be times where he is the center, just as there may be times where Amare Bynum is the center just because of fouls or injuries or whatever, or just some sort of matchup that they're looking for. But he gives them an opportunity, and he was talking about it with him and Negovin or Josh in the front court, and then Amare Bynum as well as like a tall 3. Like they have a lot of size that they can put out there defensively and offensively. So he seems excited for his role and being able to play his kind of game, knowing that there are other center options, so he won't just be relegated to the paint.
Well, and you get the sense that they really put some thought into this. Like there was some strategy that went into who they went after and why in the portal. Because you've got guys who, he can play down in the paint, but also if he's outside and you've got Ivan Negovin down low, that potentially presents a big matchup problem for some of the teams you could face. And, as you said, if other teams are going small, sure, you could play Amare Bynum at the 5. That's totally fine. You can go big, you can go small. You got a lot of different options, and you also have some complementary skill sets where Josh Ojinnua is not going to be out there shooting behind the arc very often. Jelavic is, and so you can sort of mix and match and present all sorts of different challenges depending on what the opponent doesn't want to see out there.
Yeah, and we'll see. Just Ohio State has done this over the years. Well, your power forward is 6'6". Right, your 4 is 6'6", and with Jelavic being 6'11", having a size advantage there, they can go down low, and it becomes more of a thing. But just the overall size is going to be interesting. I think that's been one of the criticisms of Ohio State over maybe the last 5-10 years. There's just not a lot of size there. When Caleb Wesson is your biggest guy at 6'8" or so, and there's no defensive presence and that sort of thing. I think they've got a lot of different, because Josh Ajunwa is like, he's big and he's strong and he's physical, and if they can get 10 minutes a night early, and then maybe that blossoms into 10 to 15 or whatever. And everything we've seen from Ivan Jugovic so far has been really skilled in terms of scoring. Now, defensively, all of them, we'll see what it looks like, but I like the options of the size and the skill sets that they have.
One person for whom defense is never a question is Justin Pippen. He was the other guy we got to talk to, and I know everyone's going to say, "Oh, did you talk to him about his dad?" Don't worry. Lots of people ask him about his dad. His name is Scotty. He played basketball a while ago. But Justin Pippen, you asked him about his defense, because I think Bill Landis was the one that brought up he was like right near the top of the nation in terms of steals last year. Defense is something that he really sounds like he takes pride in.
Yeah, and I asked him when did that love kick in, because his dad, if you want to talk about it, was an outstanding defender, all defensive NBA, and had played small forward, played point forward, but could defend 1 through 4 basically. And Justin's a little smaller, 6'3", 6'4", but he said as a true freshman at Michigan is when he realized that like defense is the way to the floor for a young guy. If you want to catch the coach's attention, you want to get some playing time, attack with defense, and he enjoys it. And that's the thing that we've noticed most early when we've watched the sessions that we have, like him going after Judy. It's like it's funny because he said playing with Judy Mobley and Amare Bynum is one like the main reason he wanted to come to Ohio State. And you watch him play, and it's like I don't think they like each other because they're going after each other, but they are friends. They live in the same building. They get along very well. But yeah, he gets after him, and he said, it's making me a better defender, and it's making John Mobley Jr. a better offensive player.
And you mentioned Mobley and Bynum being reasons why Pippen looked at Ohio State and went, yeah, that they're building something there. Jelavic said the same thing, named the two same guys, which, we've been talking about those guys all year. Like, this is, if you're looking for reasons to be excited about what this team could be, you bring these guys back, you're supplementing them with some, significant veteran pieces to the portal. You got a couple 5-star true freshmen, baby, you got a stew going at some point. But one of the other things that Pippen has a relationship with Jake Diebler. Now, Justin Pippen doesn't have much of a relationship, but the Pippen family goes way back with Jake Diebler.
Yeah, he recruited Scottie Pippen Jr. to Vanderbilt, so he's known the family for a while. I was thinking, as Justin has talked about, he was asked about growing up and all of the backyard games that they would have. I'm thinking Pippins versus Dieblers.
I'm going to take the Pippins because I don't think there are any all-time 75 great NBA players in the Diebler family, but you gotta be able to guard outside the arc.
And we did ask Justin, obviously those games did not go well for him early. Those family games, he said they go much better for him now. And although Jake Diebler said, I bet Scotty Sr. still wins them, and I don't think he's on board. I don't know that he believes completely what Justin is selling there.
Yeah, no, I think you'd have to kind of see that to really buy in. You mentioned how he and Judy Mobley get along, despite what it might look like on the court. There's also a question about, okay, who's playing where? Because both of those guys, you could play either way, and I'm sure they want to have those guys, you want to have both guys feel comfortable bringing the ball up if they need to. But I did think it was very telling. Justin Pippen's talking about, we want to just be able to do both of these things, and it doesn't matter. Whoever's got the ball in their hands at point guard. And then he was asked, so which do you prefer?
Yeah, I said, so do you view yourself as a 1 or a 2? And he's like, I'm a 1. And I think that's fine. And they will both, whoever's got the ball, bring it up. There's no need for a Bruce Thornton type, but even though when Bruce Thornton was there, it would sometimes be John Mobley, or sometimes be the other guard bringing it up. Sometimes it would be a forward bringing it up, like Justice Suing, like somebody who had those skills. And with those two guys, either one of them can bring it up. It's sometimes it can be an issue when you're shooting guard. John Mobley is like 6'1" or 6'2", but that's alleviated by having a 6'3", 6'4" point guard, where defensively they can figure out how to do things. Offensively, it doesn't sound like it's going to be much of an issue with those two guys. And they've got other guards as well that'll be mixing in Curtis Gibbons, Jimmy Williams. So I'll be interested to see if he is in fact starting in the backcourt starting on day one with Judy Mobley.
So there you go, a little basketball talk for you. And there's going to be even more basketball talk after we wrap up this show, because you're going to get a chance to hear both of those interviews. We'll put those up in their entirety after we're done talking. I will give you a heads up. We were talking to those guys while practice was going on, so there's going to be some background noise. We get it. We understand basketball practice. You're going to hear some basketball bouncing. That is sort of a necessary part of basketball practice. So you'll have a little bit of background noise, but you'll get a chance to hear those two guys. I'll put the Jelavic interview first. Don't worry, you will be able to tell which of the guys grew up in Croatia and which of the guys grew up in the United States of America, even if you were just listening on your podcast platform of choice. Also want to give a quick thanks to our friends at Jeff Ruby's of Columbus, proudly offering nationally acclaimed USDA prime steaks, seafood and sushi, impeccable service, live entertainment, and an attention to detail that is simply unmatched. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. That will do it for today. Thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
How's it going so far?
It's been pretty good. It's been going great, honestly. I'm more than satisfied with everything going on here. The team is great, the staff is great, the city is great, so all the positive stuff so far.
How do you think your skill set fits in with the other bigs that are on this roster?
Well, I feel I'm a little different from all the other bigs. You know, we in Ivan and Josh, we have a little bit more traditional big men. Like Ivan is a 7-footer, and Josh is also a force in the paint. While I can be a more versatile guy, I can go from the inside, from the outside. I think I can stretch the floor with my shooting also, and I can make good assists. Go from the other side of the court to the other faster than everyone else. So I think that's going to help us pretty much.
How comfortable are you on the perimeter, and how much did last season kind of show you like what you need to do to be successful in college basketball?
Yeah, so last season was pretty challenging. You know, it was even a little bit weird. You know, at one point I played, at another point I didn't. Also, last season I wasn't really in this role as a stretch 5 more than a 4. I played primarily power forward, while here I play primarily the center and sometimes power forward. But I feel really comfortable doing it. You know, Coach Diebler showed that he believes in me, and I think I've been doing it pretty good so far.
How comfortable are you playing with another big? You talk about being a stretch 4 possibly. Like, how comfortable are you if you're out there with Ivan or Josh?
Honestly, I love it. You know, just when I'm playing as a 5, you know, basically the whole rebounding task goes on me, and where I play with the other big, I think if we share that task of rebounding, of protecting the glass, it's much easier to play with another big than to be on your own.
Was that the vision that was presented to you during the recruiting process here?
Yeah, it was definitely presented. Was that at one point, you know, Ivan or Josh will play at the 5, and then maybe we'll play a little bit more bigger, more taller. You know, as maybe Amare as a 3 and as a 2, me as a 4. So those are pretty big bodies, you know, that can dominate on the glass, on the offensive glass, defensive glass. So I think that's some idea for this season.
You just mentioned dominating the glass. What other advantages do you think it has when you guys play big like that?
Well, I think it's just the basic advantage is that we're just there, you know. When we have four bodies that are like basically 6'10" on average, everyone is just hard to score, even if you do nothing. And if we like raise our hands, if we jump, I think it's very hard to score in the paint. It's hard to even see the basket for someone.
What was that conversation with Coach Diebler and the recruiting staff
Well, I mean, last season it was pretty okay season for me. It wasn't really an awesome season. It wasn't a terrible season, but it was pretty like average, okay. And as soon as the portal opened, you know, Coach Diebler called me, and he showed me how much he wants me. He talked to me from the beginning, and just he was direct. He told me his vision. He told me what he wants from me, my role, and I like all that he told me. And as I see, it's all true. And I just had to come here to play for him.
And how's that bonding been going with the other teammates?
I think teammates are maybe the best I ever had. You know, on the court and off the court, all the guys are really good, and I think our chemistry has been there from day one, but it's just so much better now. And I don't know, I just expect that chemistry to be a big part of our game, and I expect big things from that.
And what are fans going to probably see from you on the court?
Yeah, I mean, they'll see that I really give my all on the court, you know, and I'll probably show them some flashy plays here and there.
What do you think the biggest thing you learned from last year in that experience?
Well, the last thing I learned from last year is just, you can be the most talented guy in the world, but if you are not a good athlete and if you're not physical enough, you can't play.
How much does last year drive you this year, that experience last year?
It drives me a lot, I think I'm a much better player than I showed that I am last year at Kentucky. There was a half stuff on me, half stuff on the circumstances that were there, but it drives me a lot to just prove myself this year at Ohio State.
What were you able to do last summer? Were you with Kentucky? I know sometimes when guys come over from overseas, it takes a while to get with them.
No, I need to finish my school there, and I missed the whole summer with Kentucky and even a little bit of the beginning. So I came at late August. So I wasn't there. This is my first summer of college basketball.
How much did that impact you going through, getting your feet wet and getting acclimated to playing there? How much did that impact you?
Well, when I was late at Kentucky, I didn't really feel like I was missing a lot, but just being here for a month already here, I think it just helps you a lot to be here to meet all the guys before the real stuff begins, and just now I understand that I missed a lot by not being there in the summer with Kentucky.
What would you say was maybe a highlight for you last year?
Well, I had some good games, but my minutes were okay, nothing too high. I had some good games we had some big wins that I like against Arkansas there, against Vanderbilt home, and some games were pretty good.
Are you still a fan of VAR?
Of VAR?
Yeah.
Was the
in soccer, in the World Cup? The way the Croatian game ended.
Oh, no, I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. What is AR?
VAR.
Oh, VAR. No, I'm not a fan of VAR. I think, I don't know. I think it helps at some point, but I think it went too far with those millimeter foot in the offside, and just that side of VAR ruins the game. But there is some good stuff. But Croatia Portugal was half robbery.
What was that experience like for you?
It was a great experience. It was obviously I followed soccer since I was a kid, and I watched every World Cup, but just being there for those 2 games, it's just amazing, seeing all the guys in person, and just the passion all the Croatian people have to come to Canada or Philadelphia for the games is just incredible.
Who on the current Buckeye team, and maybe an addition that you're looking forward to playing with on the court?
So far I really look forward to play with Mobley. I think I watched a little bit of Buckeyes last season, nothing too much, but he definitely stepped out in that vocal leader role, and he's pretty good. And aside from his incredible shooting, I think he has a great unselfish vision of the game. I think he has a great pocket pass for the big, late pass for the big. He finds me multiple times each practice, so I'm very surprised on that side by him.
You got a taste of playing NCAA with Kentucky, won one, lost one. As you're working out with these guys, do you feel like this is a team that's being built to make a run and to really kind of move up in the Big Ten, or what do you think?
I really do feel so. I never played Big Ten. I played maybe one team from Big Ten last year, Michigan State. But as far as this team goes, I think we're perfectly deep at each position. We don't have too much players on each position, but we have enough players on every position to be great. And the best thing is that every player on each position that plays the same position is different from each other. Amare is different from Ant, I'm different from Ivan and Josh. We really have everything. And as I said, I think our chemistry and our hunger will be a big part of our team. And also what I like is everyone here has something to prove, even on the coaching staff and on the players. I think our hunger will be a great part of everything.
Anything about Columbus that you really like it since you've been here that you got to enjoy it?
I like Columbus. I think it's a great city. I wasn't familiar with Columbus, but it's a great city. I really like the downtown part of Columbus, the Pie Street and everything, there's always people. I really like that.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
And just carrying that legacy along, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel like I get that a lot, so it's funny you say that.
How's it going so far in Ohio State?
It's been great. I definitely enjoy my time here in Columbus, enjoy my teammates, enjoy my coaches, so it's been a good time.
What drew you here specifically?
I would just say Coach Diebler, Amare Bynum, and John Mobley coming back. I feel like those three kind of, stood out to me in the transfer portal process.
What was that process like for you in the portal?
I feel like the process for me was just kind of just finding a team where I could go and just grow as a player, get me to achieve my next goals, making it to the NBA, as well as just playing with retaining players like John and Amari, like I said.
Was it tons of phone calls? I mean, like, how many schools were you sifting through? What was that part of it like?
Yeah, I was kind of choosing between 5 schools. A lot of schools reached out to me. I kind of just cut it out pretty early and just really focused on 5 schools.
You mentioned Coach Diebler. He's talked a lot about his relationship with your family over the years. What has that relationship been like on your end?
Nah, it's been great. Coach Diebler is really cool. Off the court, I look at him more as a friend than a coach, so it's been very good.
What is it like to then turn that into now he's my coach?
It's been great. He's been pushing me a lot. He's definitely getting me better, so I look forward to playing for him during the season.
How has he pushed you?
Just yelling at me, making me go harder and stuff like that.
Steve asked you about kind of the legacy of your family. Do you look at that as a burden? How do you view that? Because obviously it's there, but I assume you're trying to carve your own.
No, 100%. I feel like it's a blessing. I'm grateful to be born in the family that I was in. I feel like now I kind of just play with a chip on my shoulder now.
How much does the experience of what your dad went through, what your brother's gone through, like help you from kind of seeing that, talking to them, those type of things?
No, it helps me a lot. I feel like I can just get advice from them whenever I need it, so very helpful.
What is it like being here after having been in the Big Ten but at another school?
It's been good. Definitely a change of scenery, obviously, but it's been nice.
Has anyone said anything to you about that?
Nah, I haven't really looked at social media and stuff like that, so no one's really said anything.
What have you learned since you've been here about how this team wants to play?
Just play fast, play physical. I feel like we got a lot of different players who can do a lot of different things, so kind of just working towards our strengths.
For people that aren't super familiar with your game, how would you describe how you play and how that fits into how this team wants to play?
I would say I'm a two-way player, two-way playmaker, if anything. I want to be a physical defender, so I feel like I kind of want to just set the tone for this team on the defensive end. And offensively, we could do everything. So kind of just being the 1-2, playing on and off the ball, and just creating shots for myself and my teammates.
How much did those defensive capabilities, how much did that factor into when you're talking about where a good fit and what you wanted to do here?
It meant a lot. Dee really talked about my defense in the transfer portal and talked about how I can improve my offensive efficiency. So that kind of stood out to me in the portal.
Okay.
Your steal rate was one of the better ones in the country last year. What's the balance between hunting steals and letting those things kind of come to you?
I would say kind of letting it come to me. Always being aggressive, pressuring the ball, but just whenever I see an opportunity, taking it.
Have you been able to explore Columbus at all a little bit?
A little bit. I went around with my teammates, but not too much yet.
Do you like it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a good little city. Definitely different than I thought.
How long have you been bought into defense?
I would just say ever since I was a freshman. As soon as I got to college, I kind of realized it's hard to play as a freshman. So to get on the floor, you got to play defense early on.
And so it's something that you enjoy it?
Yeah, no, I enjoy playing defense 100%. I feel like ever since then, I feel like also my family, my dad's a defender, my brother's a defender, so I kind of feel like I had to take over the leadership with that.
Because we've seen a few practice sessions and you've been getting after it with Junie. Seems like you enjoy it.
No, 100%. Yeah, we have a good time. He's a very good competitor, so it's been very good. It's been very nice to guard him. I feel like it's getting me better. I feel like it's getting me better as a defender and him as an offensive player.
So how would you describe your guys' relationship and dynamic?
Nah, it's very cool. We live in the same building, so we play the game together. We see each other. We lead the gym together, so it's been very good.
How has it been stepping into a leadership role here? Coach Diebler said he really needed your voice.
It's been good. I feel like last year I was a leader. Kind of just taking the next step here. It's been very nice, but it's definitely a learning experience right now.
Where does improving offensive efficiency begin for you? What are some of the keys there?
Taking the right shots, but also being aggressive.
Is it more 2-point field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, both? What are you?
Both. Yeah, both.
What did last year maybe show you as far as what you can do as a player and where there's still room to grow, given that was your first season playing consistent high-level minutes?
No, yeah, like you just said, I feel like it kind of showed me how I could play in this league. I'm a Division I player. I'm a high-level Division I player. It definitely was a learning experience. Now I just feel like I need to build on that year and just improve my numbers, improve my efficiency.
You mentioned Junie and Amare when you were thinking about what you wanted to do. What has playing with those guys What attracts you to that, something like that?
I would just say the fact that they were able to retain the players. They came back here for a reason. They obviously love the program and coach. So them two doing that, as well as their play style. Amare's a high-level athlete who can shoot the ball, and Junie could obviously shoot the ball and just play on him like the ball. So.
Did you know either of those guys before, like you started thinking about Ohio State?
Yeah, I was definitely very familiar with the game.
How so?
I played Junie a couple times in high school. I'll probably tell you about it. And I just seen Amare last year in highlights and stuff like that.
How did it go in high school?
My team beat him by 20 every time. So that's all I remember. That's all I remember.
Speaking of Junie, he's obviously returning as a guard, but you guys added you and a couple other guys. Like, how is that chemistry and everything kind of coming together with some new faces?
Nah, it's been very good. Right now we're kind of focusing on, building chemistry on and off the court. So just hanging out with each other whenever we can off the court. We got a lot of depth guard-wise, wing-wise, big-wise. So we're just hanging together. Right now it feels like our chemistry is getting a lot better. So it's been very good.
Justin, I get the sense that you guys aren't tied up into who's the one and who's the two. You both can initiate offense. It sounds like just what's your thought about how that'll all shake out and how that role will go, I guess?
Nah, it sounds good. I definitely feel like I can play the one or the two. Coach kind of told us whoever has the ball is the point guard, whether that's the big man, the guard, or anyone. So just being able to play multiple positions.
Do you view yourself as a one or a two?
As a one.
As a guy that views yourself as a one, how much pride do you take in being like a facilitator? It seems like a lot of practice somewhere. It hasn't really been off a lot of shots for you from what we've seen. It's been a lot of passing and offense.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've always been a good facilitator. So, just taking what the defense gives me, taking the laps, kicking it out, just being the right place, being the right person.
What's your chemistry like with some of the bigs? Again, it seems like you're with Vaughn a lot, and practicing on drills, working on different things. What's your chemistry like with some of the bigs?
Yeah, I've been playing with Vaughn a lot. J.O.'s starting to get back into it, so I played with him a little bit today. I haven't really played with A.J., but me and Vaughn have good chemistry, I like playing with the 7-foot big man that can dunk, shoot, and all that, so it's been very nice.
When you decided to come here, who are you looking forward to becoming a teammate with?
Probably Junie and Amare.
Adding LJ, like getting a young guy like that, like what have you seen from him early on? And he's just kind of getting his feet underneath him a bit, but what have you seen from him?
No, he's very mature. You don't really see that with a lot of people that come up with grades. So he's very mature. Obviously, he's a 5-star. He's a very good basketball player. He's been able to shoot, but he's been able to just fit right in with the culture, just go hard, be a playmaker, be a shooter. He's just fitting very well.
So growing up, what were pickup games like with your dad and your brother?
Very competitive. A lot of people crying. Stuff like that. Very competitive.
But who's got the edge now?
Me. 100% me.
Who's crying now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Best of luck.